Hello everyone, my name is Maxime Gauthier. I'm the game designer of Hellbringer, and today I'm doing a game setup with you. So I will explain how to set up the game. Mainly that's going to be for solo play in a quick mode version. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. All right, so we're here on the table. Everything has been placed together. So I'm gonna name everything just so you know what is what. And after that, we're gonna move on and start doing the game setup. So this is the enemy board. This is a player board. This is the token. You've got the classes card. The card that are normally pink. Just gonna show you one are starter cards, so you can mainly put them all together. And we've got the monsters over here, and the starter monster and the monster over here. So the starter monster is like the one with the small horns, and the other one is just the regular monster. You've got the demon, the tomb card, and the location card, and the combat card. Both, all of them actually are recto verso, so they're exactly the same on each side, so they're pretty easy to spot. And finally, we've got these cards over here and the common draw pile cards. So these cards over here are just going to be removed from the game. This is the summary card, so we won't be using them. I'm removing the showdown cards over here. This is a variant for the combat card, and I'm just going to remove them because it's a little bit easier for me to explain how to set up the game. I'm going to remove also the secret portal with the extra 4 cards of the special moves card. And I'm gonna remove these perks over here. So these perks, there's one per each class. There are a total of 3 per class, but there's only one that says it's level 3. So we're gonna remove this one. It's only for the camping mode, so this will be removed. And finally, we're just gonna put aside the boards over here, so you can take a look quickly. On each side it says co-op. So if you're playing co-op, you can just place it here. And if not, we'll just remove them. And same for the token. This is mainly used when you're playing at 3 or 4 players. All right, so you should end with these items on the table. So first thing we're gonna do is have to select the enemy, the demon that you will have to kill. So you can select the campaign in the rule book, and after that, so for this example, I'm just going to use the succubus, and after that you can put aside these cards that will not be used. This card, sorry. So this card can be placed on top left. All the monster cards over here can be shuffled and be placed under it. Over here. We're going to do the same thing with the starter monster card, but we're just going to put them under the monster draw pile. So just place them aside, so we will be using them a bit later. So we end up with all these cards over here. So we're going to have to create a total of 4 piles, and that's going to create 5 piles in total, with the left, the over there. And we're going to place 4 cards per pile plus 1 per player. So that's going to be a total of 5 for a solo play. There you go. After that, I will give a total of 4 cards to each player. So I'm gonna get 4 cards, and we will be using the mule over here. So we've got to reveal 4 cards to the mule. So we're just gonna put that aside for now, but that will already be done. So let's put that here. After that, we're gonna have to put one combat card per player into each of these piles. So in this case, that's gonna be only one per pile. All the cards, the remaining cards are placed aside. And we will place the tome cards into each of these piles. So that we're gonna start with the left one. That's gonna be tome 2, 3, 4, and 5 over here. So you should end up with these piles. I'm gonna place them so you can see clearly. So there's a total of 4 piles, and with the last one, which is the remaining common cards. And after that, we're gonna have to place the graveyard, the location card, over here on the right side, the bottom right of the enemy board, and all of the rest is going to be placed on the bottom of each of these piles. So we're going to start with the crypt, the cave, hell, and finally the tomb. If you do not remember the order, all you have to do is take a quick look on the top. It says +1, +2, +3, and +4. So that's pretty easy to remember. Just got to place them in order. So after that, we're going to take each of these piles and shuffle them. And after that, we're going to place it on top of the location card. There you go. I suggest you to not look while you are shuffling, because I tend to continue shuffling when I see on the top a card. So just not looking and shuffling, placing them. So after that, I'm gonna start with the last pile, the number 4, and place it on top of the deck and go for each of these piles like that. And now we've just created our dungeon. So this is going to be placed a little bit aside. For now, that's going to be placed there. We're going to select our class according to the cards that we have. So I'm not going to explain what to look or whatever, but mainly you can check really quickly if any of these cards can be useful to some of these class, because each of these class have specific abilities with an unique trait that can be used and be more powerful with certain items. So for now, for this example, I'm just gonna take the warrior, and all the other classes are gonna be placed into the box. There you go. So what's left now is that since I've selected my class, I can select one of these 2 perks and one of these 2 starter cards. So a perk can be only used once, and the starter items can be placed into your hand to complete your hand for a total of 5 cards. So for this instance, I'm just going to use this one and perk 1. I'm not going to try to select the best card ever. And there you go. And finally, you can pick the starter elixir. So this can be given to any players around the table. I will just add this to my hand. It's normal that it's fine that I have a total of 6 cards, doesn't matter. That's how it's supposed to be. So now my hand is created. I will pick this over here, place that aside, place my class card, my perk. This is the cards in my hand. I will now draw each of these stats into my board like that. There you go. And 2 remaining steps. So this is the mule. These are these 4 cards. So I'm just gonna reveal them. So this is what it's actually having into his backpack. And finally, the starter monster. So this is the graveyard. So on it, it says that you need to shuffle the starter monster and place 2 starter monster +2 per player on top of the monster dropout. So for now, that's just going to be 4. All the remaining cards is just placed inside the box again. And finally, you got to draw 3 cards, 3 starter cards, and place them on the enemy board. So this is going to be a good example. So the last thing that I need to do is just take a quick look at all the sight of each of these enemy and compare it to mine. So I've got a total of 2. So these 2 enemy are placed out of sight, and this one is in my sight. So now everything is set up and I'm ready to go. I can place this little dice over here, take back these because I'm gonna have to use these dice, and I'm ready to play. So that's going to start with the player at the very right of the enemy board, and that's going to rotate like this. So for solo play, that's just going to be you. After that, that's going to be the enemy turn, and that's going to go on over and over until you kill the demon at the very end of the game to win the game. Know that if you're playing in co-op, there's going to be this little token. So let's say that I'm playing at 3. I will start my turn. After that, that's going to be my friend. And after that, I will switch again to give to the third player. But just before that, the enemy is going to attack both of these 2 players. And after that, that's going to be the other player's turn. So the enemy always attack 2 players at the same time. So that's pretty much it. So let's take a quick wrap up and finish explaining everything. All right, so that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little informative video about everything. Again, I'm French Canadian, so I'm sorry for my accent, and sometimes I just struggle with the wording of all my sentences. But hopefully you guys did understand how to set up the game very quickly and efficiently. There's going to be a bunch of video on YouTube, I suppose, from various other person that will just explain how the games work. So if you did not understand anything that I just said, well, you can take a quick look at them. But if you got any question, comments, you can always just write it down into the comment section. You can leave a like if you liked what you saw. And you can also join the YouTube by just subscribing to the channel and join the Hellbringer community. So just type the hellbringergame.com/linktree and you've got a bunch of social media. Strongly suggest you to join the Discord server. I'm really active there, and there's a bunch of veteran players that are always there to answer your questions. So that's all for me. I'm gonna go do some gameplay with you guys eventually, so be tuned for that. So let's see you in another video. Bye-bye.
Hellbringer.